What are y'all's thoughts on the Portugal game and the team as a whole from what you've seen?
I think maybe even before we get into it, I would love to hear, like, Lizzy, what's your perspective on the Women's World Cup? Like, did you grow up? Sorry, it's because I want to know, like, this is another female.
Yo, what is going on? And welcome to another episode of the Urban Pitch Podcast, the beautiful game of life, part of the Believe Network. I'm Ramsey Abushala, editor of UrbanPitch.com. We got the co-executive directors of Vibes in the building. What's going on? And
that's different.
Bridget Flores, Julio Monterosa. Anyone could do that, like, fake air horn. Like, come on now.
Hey, come
Look,
on, man.
I can't do it. So,
Now, you gotta use you gotta put the whole chest into it.
There it is. There you go.
Sounds like a cat.
Look.
Yeah.
Excuse me?
Like,
Gatito meow.
Yeah, we started off early.
Yeah. But that is the dulcet tones of Lizzy Calderon, who is joining us today for a very special episode. We're talking about the Women's World Cup in all of its glory. We are through the group stage. By the time this is done, or this episode is up, we'll be well into the knockout rounds. And we're just going to talk about, the vibes from the World Cup so far. I'm not going to lie, I'm exhausted right now. It's been, a long week. Julio and I were up, at midnight at Fox and Hounds watching Argentina, Sweden. Almost fell asleep during that game. It was a good thing Italy and South Africa was on as well, because we were going through it.
We were going through it. Like, I was drinking ginger ale, water.
This guy goes. The bartender comes, asks for our orders. Like, we go, yeah, we'll get a pitcher. Blah blah blah. He goes, yeah, I'll have a ginger ale, please.
I'm on his fitness challenge. I'm whooping ass right now.
Ginger ale is just so healthy.
Over beer, yeah. Like, I was gonna ask for Michelob Ultra, but I was like, nah.
He thinks the name sounds healthier, so he takes the ginger ale.
Bro, there's like 40 grams of sugar in that.
Hey, shout out to all you sweet girls.
You sweet. Hey, yo, you sweet. That's all that is.
Let me give you some diabetes.
So he said.
Ooh.
Sweet, yeah, but
Sweet
I mean, don't make jokes about diabetes. Come on, yo.
Yeah, come on, Julio. Get it together.
Yeah, you get your blood tested, get those A1C levels tested. I don't know what
Stay healthy.
Yeah. But speaking of staying healthy, y'all are on a fitness challenge. How's that going?
Yeah. Well, Julio isn't committing to the rules of the challenge.
Julio not committing. That's
but
weird.
when
That's
yeah.
weird. Julio not committing.
That's a shocker. Wow.
That's the C word. That's the real C word.
No,
for
but
Julio.
like,
Show
honestly,
us the proof.
No,
Hey,
but
the
honestly, like,
colors are
I wake up
coming
in the
out.
morning, I send him a picture for my runs.
No, that's not.
See,
No.
See, this
So
is
Bridget-
a woman
Bridget-
trying to control a man's life.
Bridget, elaborate. How is Julio not committing?
Okay, because we stated specific rules. Like, here are the things
There
we
was
gotta.
no rules.
Yes, there was.
Don't roll your neck on me, relax.
Hey, Julio, let her talk, and then you could speak your piece.
Yeah, put your mic
Yep.
down. The rule, we had specific rules. We sent them Sunday of a week ago on a Sunday. I said, here are the rules. We added the last person, his cousin wanted to join, and then my best friend Jess decided to join too. We added them, and then we reinstated the rules. We said every week at the end of Sunday, you got to send in your progress so that we can like keep track of it. Me and Jess are writing it down on our whiteboard because we're the girls organized, whatever, and so we're keeping track of everybody's progress to make sure that we're all
Progress
on pace.
meaning like numbers of workouts.
No,
Or just weight?
like weight and and then that's on the whiteboard, and then in the chat we're like motivating each other, sending the tracks, sending your runs, sending your meals. Letting us know if you ran, if you worked out, letting us know what you ate, because there's a few rules. Like, we want to keep this healthy, and we're not trying to like diminish anybody in any way, but also we're not trying to like make people starve. So we're like, it's not that serious, we're just trying to like
keep it healthy,
make healthy choices.
Right.
Damn, this sounds like a whole ass program.
We're kind of making it into a little program. You know what? I appreciate the
They
friendship.
are. It's like, swear to God, like, I have never been this committed like the last 5
No,
years.
honestly, okay. I'm not gonna lie.
pictures.
Julio is the most committed here. Like, he ran like twice in one day. But we're like, bro, send your scale and like send your progress. It's been a whole week.
I don't like, I just don't like.
He just threw a number out. Oh yeah, I lost like 8 pounds.
I lost 15 pounds this week.
No.
It's like,
I
okay,
weigh
we
myself,
believe it,
because,
but
like, they
send
bug
it
me, but
in.
like I didn't
But
want to
where's-
take pictures.
Okay,
You're keeping that
No,
number to
no,
Don't you
yourself.
think that that's not fair though? Like he said, "Oh, I ate X amount of pounds."
No, all right,
but
so I
like,
only-
okay,
hey.
where's the show us?
I only
Where's
lost
the
3 pounds. I only
receipt?
lost 3 pounds.
BetOnline is your #1 source for all your betting needs. Get the latest odds, lines, and matchups reports for baseball, boxing, golfing, and more. BetOnline continues to be the fastest and easiest way to place your wagers, including live betting and your favorite casino and card games, available to play right from your phone. Head to the website or use your mobile device to sign up today and get in on the action. Remember to use promo code BELIEVE, that's BLEAV, for your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. Bet online, where the game starts.
So the point of the game is like the one that
It's
loses
not
the
even-
most weight. The whoever like the first
Top
two,
two, the top two.
we go on a dinner and the bottom 3 are paying.
Ooh.
So, but
Yeah.
like Bridget, don't lie. Like sometimes I send a picture in the morning. Like I ran 3 miles in the morning, then 2 miles in the afternoon or whatever. Like 3. Like I've been putting in the work. Like
Okay,
Yeah.
that's fine.
So
We
Julio, so
appreciate
you're
that.
putting in the work. You gotta put in the stats too.
That's what I'm
Or else
saying.
you're doing the work for no reason.
I don't want to be an all-star. I just want to be the 7th player on the bench.
You're trying to be a
super sub.
Yeah,
Super
okay.
sub.
Six man.
Listen, do
No,
all the work you
no,
want,
no.
but like, check in.
Right.
Check in.
So yeah, I don't check in. There's no problem. See, like I have things that I gotta fix.
He just doesn't like to follow the rules. Like, it's so annoying.
That's
Shout
just
out
what
to
you get when you get with
Normal.
Julio. Julio's just gonna show up and do his thing.
Yeah,
Yep.
and that's
You know,
it. How he wants to do it his way. We'll tell him no one can run. He runs. Like,
Kick him out the chat.
dude, he got like a professional trainer. Like, I'm like, isn't that cheating? Like,
No,
No,
Yes,
cheating.
yes.
no, not cheating. I didn't get a
Because
professional
we're
trainer.
not on
I had
a
my professional
program.
homie, professional trainer homie. Like,
Professional
can I get a
homie.
workout plan?
That's resources.
he
Yeah.
he got a whole plan for himself. We didn't get a plan.
I sent him.
That's on you.
No,
No.
I sent him the plan. I'm like, I want to make it fair. I sent him the plan. Tell me if they done it.
Well, you just sent it to us yesterday, bro.
No,
Chill.
Wednesday. I got receipts.
Well, yesterday was a
Wednesday
busy day for me.
See, so like I sent it to them. Like I'm doing it.
But he wouldn't have sent it to us if I didn't say something.
Ooh, okay. Wait. Okay. So from an outsider's perspective here,
There you go, King.
I didn't get the invite to this.
We
really-
both didn't.
That was
Yeah.
Bridget's decision.
You
She was the
know,
one
honestly,
that made the
that's
list.
fine.
No, first
We're
of
on
As you
our
can
own
see, she
fitness
runs it.
journey.
As you
We're on
can
our
see,
own
she
fitness
runs
journey.
it.
Yeah. It's okay. Which hey, I'm not mad at. You guys do your thing, but Julio is using his resources at his hand.
Yeah.
I don't think that's cheating. I think
I think it's networking.
I think it's
Right.
cheating because he didn't
I
tell
think
us.
it's sneaky.
It's sneaky.
It's
There you go.
sneaky.
That's the
Maybe
word.
sneaky is a
What's the
stretch.
meme that we sent? Hey, someone sent a snake with Julio's face on it in the chat.
It was Jess. Like, yeah.
Dang, they're doing you dirty.
They're mad because like, all right, like I'm putting in the work. Like it's up to you to
Bro,
self-motivate
all
yourself.
he has
It's
to
called
do is-
self-esteem.
All
Esteem
he
of
has
yourself.
to do, we told him, he didn't send it Sunday. We were like, okay, you have to like Tuesday,
don't have a
Wednesday
scale.
at 4 p.m. You work in a health office. Like, what?
Nah, it's just like if you under resourced, please donate.
Yo, y'all are wildin'.
Anyway.
But
keep
we'll
in
check in. We'll check in maybe in a couple weeks from now.
And then we'll start to add more people into it.
yeah.
And then I'll hit you up.
Oh,
Yeah,
September,
I'm
doing
not
it again.
taking pity invites, bro. Come on.
No, this is a trial run to see how it goes.
Yeah, you got like
So
honestly
far,
like
Julio's failing.
Yeah.
like today's my cheat days. I'm drinking beer, but like I've been on it, yo. Like I'm running
Yeah,
twice
shout
a,
out to Julio though. He's been on it.
twice a day.
On
Like
his little healthy tip.
yeah, like last all right. So I started off. We started off last week, right?
Yeah.
I ran 30 miles like just the end of the week last week. I'm already at.
Didn't go to work at all, just to run.
Oh yeah.
He ran more miles
No, yeah,
than he did put in more work hours.
I gotta be at work at 8. I'm like, before work.
He shows up to work at 1.
Why are you late? I gotta do my morning run.
Hey man, it was a hard run
He's
this
more
morning.
committed
I'm
to
on a
this
program.
workout than any girl he's been with. Like, it's
That's crazy. That's crazy. Hey man.
No, I was committed to you, but you know what you did.
Yeah.
Nothing.
All right. I think
How
we've
this
got.
turned about the episode
Yeah.
turned into Julio's episode.
Hurt woman trying to
Fitness
hurt man.
episode right here.
Hurt woman, hurt man.
No,
you
so
feel me?
so maybe in a couple weeks we'll give y'all an
Check
update on how we're doing. But I'm happy for you guys. You know, and I'm. Is there bets? Like, who's like? I don't know. Okay, we'll get.
No,
We'll,
get
the bet
into
is the top two. We're going to dinner.
right.
Dinner.
Yeah. Okay.
Dinner.
I
All
already
right.
said I want steak.
Okay. All right. Nice. Yeah. Okay.
I want
So.
on surf and turf. Lobster tail.
Yeah. So let's get into today's episode. But first, y'all might notice we're decked out in some
out.
Three Stripes jerseys. Lizzy has her own.
Dude, Lizzy stays having
Yeah,
the
yeah.
swag.
But we got to shout out Adidas for sending us some of the new 2023-24 English Premier League jerseys. Julio and Bridget are decked out in Manchester United. I'm out in Arsenal.
Baby.
I have to say I'm a little bit jealous of y'all because
I'm jealous for you. This is a nice jersey.
hey, Lizzy gets enough free stuff. Like you know, like it's nice.
Hold up. All right, out here repping the nicest jerseys over here.
I mean, Lizzy's rocking a heater Germany
Some
jersey
heat.
as
This
well.
is what I
Shout
call
out to
my
the football
Power
boutique.
Ranger jersey
Yeah.
right here. This is Black Power Ranger right here. This is it.
That's
yeah,
sick.
Black
That's the
Ranger.
vibe.
Okay.
It's morphin' time.
Yeah, but we're rocking some 2023-24 away jerseys. I love the Manchester United.
It's sick.
I picked Arsenal because I'm an Arsenal fan, and usually their jerseys.
Don't you regret it with the jersey?
I don't regret it because,
Alright, just asking,
just asking,
honestly,
just
when
asking.
I first saw that Arsenal jersey like leak, I was like, yo, I don't know, they're doing a little too much. I normally would not get a highlighter yellow jersey like this, but I mean, I think it looks pretty
I think
good.
the black kind of
yeah,
complements.
yeah,
But
yeah.
I will say, it does remind me of, remember Chelsea's highlighter jersey? That's what it reminds me of, especially with the blue trim.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
That's what
Yeah.
it reminds me
Yeah.
of.
So Arsenal's trying to be Chelsea. Man, it's a hot take.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, the London
reaching,
clubs.
I'm
Yeah.
reaching.
Yeah. He's reaching a little
It
bit,
gives
but
me goalie vibes too, kind of.
yeah,
It
a little
does.
bit. Yeah. Yeah. I wish. I love the long sleeve. I would love a long sleeve
Oh,
too.
that would be so dope.
And Adidas is they're doing more long sleeve kits.
Yeah.
This year. I think they're starting to get the.
So
Finally.
this one, the Man U
Finally.
long sleeve one.
It's crazy.
Crazy
It's crazy.
fire.
There's so many stripes on it. 'Cause
Yeah.
the stripes go all the way down the sleeves,
Oh,
and
no
that's already a
way.
striped jersey.
Sheesh.
So you get stripes galore on it. But
Hey,
What I want is more collared shirts like this.
yeah, like that.
Really?
Yeah.
I
I love that too.
collar.
Yeah.
I'm not
Oh
a
my
fan.
God.
I can't.
I think this
I
look.
feel choked up.
That neck.
shout out to Lil Wayne.
It's that neck.
I got stripes. Adidas. Hami scream,
No,
papi,
no,
no
mas.
mas.
I know for the
my
street,
God.
just me,
He
no
no
guys.
All right, stop.
They
All right,
always
all right,
have
all right.
this thing where they have a moment, and then I just sit here. At least
At
I'm not alone.
Now they
got
got
swagger
swagger like
like
these
these
folk guys.
guys here.
Okay, all right, chill.
Like trying to figure out like always.
So let's get into the
Now
World
you
Cup.
know how I feel.
Let's get into the World Cup. We brought Lizzy on
Because Bridget was like, yeah, we just bring Lizzy because it's a females World Cup. She just wanted a friend. Honestly, she
no,
felt
no,
left
but
out.
we need representation here
definitely.
because it is a
Yeah,
women's World Cup.
You're lucky we didn't kick you out and put someone else in there.
Please, it's Friday. I'm trying to go out.
An all women's panel?
Sheesh. That's what I had said, but.
But
we'll
so
work on it.
that's not what you said at all
I've said this before
about doing
about
a-
having all the girls here.
Bridget's
Like
corner.
me, Lizzy,
Bridget's
Kate,
corner.
Demi, the vibes.
Okay.
Yeah, all right, so let's go back to the Women's World
We'll
Cup.
put
The
that one
Barbie
through.
vibes.
We'll put that one through with the
I'm
soundboard.
gonna send that in.
Yeah. Okay,
No,
but for
no,
real though.
no.
For real though. Let's talk about the World Cup. Let's start with the U.S. Women's National Team. Oh, Bridget, you
I
want
just realized something. There's no Women's World Cup song anthem, is there?
No, I don't think there was. They do have like
Because I
that.
was gonna sing it, but nothing came out.
Yeah.
I was gonna
But
sing it.
I was like, wait, hold up. There's nothing. out
they
there.
do have that like that high pitched, you know what I mean? Like what they doing like before when the Fox comes on. It's like I'm not gonna do it because like
You should.
You should do
I
it.
value-
Yeah, try it.
no,
Wait,
I
I
value-
haven't say it.
No, no,
I
no.
didn't
I'm not
hear
gonna
it.
do it. You guys
What
can
does the
Google
Fox
it.
say?
I'm not gonna answer that question either. So they have that like theme music to the World Cup, but I don't think there was like an official anthem that I know of.
Interesting.
Disappointing.
Right?
There's a lot of names out there. A lot of big female names out there.
Yeah, actually,
I
I'm
could have
gonna-
done something.
Yeah.
Oh my
we could
God!
look this
Breaking
up.
news, everybody! If you didn't realize,
Yeah,
we
yeah.
just pointed this out.
The baby
if we're
made
wrong,
another
let us
song for
know.
Budweiser for the
Little
women.
baby, yeah.
Oh, no, they could keep that.
But if there is but if there is one, then they're not
then there's no advertisement.
right. They're not pushing it enough to where we're all aware of it, like
Right.
we were
Yeah.
with the Little Baby, and then
Right.
the other one for the World Cup, the
Even
men's World
Osuna
Cup.
had his own like,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, but it was like an unofficial one, right?
Yeah,
That's what I'm
yeah.
saying. Like, there's no one that's made anything.
Yeah, I mean, so that's one thing. But I want to talk about the women's national team because they've been garnering a lot of headlines as
Subpar performances.
really subpar performances so far through the group stage. Like they came in second. They didn't win their group for the first time since 2011. They did barely make it out into the knockout
crept in
round
there.
by
By
like a few
pinky.
yeah by like
a nail.
yeah, a couple of inches.
Hey, yo.
There we go. And I mean, if that post isn't there, They're going home with Germany
Yeah.
and Brazil and Canada. So
Bye-bye.
thankfully though, we're not the worst performance at the World Cup because Germany's gone. Canada and Brazil also weren't very good, but so thankfully we're not the worst, but we're not very good.
Okay, but they're there.
What are y'all's thoughts on the Portugal game and the team as a whole from what you've seen?
I think maybe even before we get into it, I would love to hear, like, Lizzy, what's your perspective on the Women's World Cup? Like, did you grow up? Sorry, it's because I want to know. Like, this is another female that we have here, another woman in sport.
Put your mic down. Put your mic down.
Time out.
Hold
No.
It's because we need context. How are we just going to talk about it without knowing, like, did Lizzy follow the U.S.
She just became
women?
Ramsey like in
That's
5
crazy
seconds.
because I asked one question
I know.
and Bridget just stiff armed that. And
Hey,
Hold
sit your
on.
Heisman down. Like, relax.
I
because
think it's only fair.
we could do that later on.
Let's start off with that because Bridget already
All
got
right,
it.
fine.
All right,
Bridget,
let's go.
you're
I just
running the
wanna
show
know because
today.
I didn't grow up.
I'm gonna give.
you know,
I'm
like-
gonna ISO to Bridget
I didn't
here.
grow up watching the U.S. women's, or like I didn't grow up knowing any of the U.S. women, famous
No,
soccer
that's fair.
players.
Yeah, I mean, for me, Mia Hamm, obviously, Marta from Brazil, those
Two
two
goats.
players, exactly, 2 goats, and they were the ones I looked up to the most when I first started playing and watching the World Cup. But I will be honest, like me being a young player, it took a lot for my dad to just get me to watch soccer. I just love playing it. So watching soccer, I honestly didn't start watching it until a little later on. So I didn't watch all the highlights. I didn't watch anything Mia Hamm or Marta related until later on. But in the last 2 World Cups for the women's, like I've been watching it a lot more intensely, and this so far has been honestly hands down my favorite one so far.
Your favorite World Cup
My
so far.
favorite World Cup so far.
Bridget, I'm gonna apologize because that you did the right thing there. That we should have had that before.
Thank you.
So Bridget, good job.
Yeah.
So this is your better. You were watching 2019 in France too, right?
Yep.
And then were you watching in Canada before that?
Yeah.
So what was your first World Cup experience?
Oh my gosh. First World Cup experience?
Women's World Cup. I
Okay,
should say.
good. That's a good question. Oh, man, I don't even know. I honestly can't pinpoint an exact moment. I think it was a game that I was watching with my family, honestly, because it's the first time that women's was actually brought up within all of my family because my sister and I played soccer. So it was the first time and the first Women's World Cup we all watched as a family. And I was looking around and we were all just as excited. And I was just like, damn, how do you get here? I'm like, we would only do this with like men's soccer. So
Right.
doing women's soccer was like, that was a huge moment. And that was, I think it was like the first, I want to say it was like 2 World Cups ago.
Okay, so the Canada,
Yeah,
the
the
Canada
Canada
one,
one.
2015. Yeah, because I remember there being a big deal about the 2011 World Cup, because Japan won, and that was the year like the tsunami hit, and it was a really big deal that they beat the U.S. because the U.S. were heavily favored, in that. So I like even me as not like I was very much on the periphery of soccer at that time. I was still kind of aware of that, and I remember that. Yeah. And then 2015 came, and then you had the Carly Lloyd hat trick. The midfield goal. We'll get into Carly Lloyd in a little bit.
That's my first experience with the Women's World Cup.
At Culver City.
Yeah, Culver City. I went to Rocco's in downtown Culver, and like Culver City's demographic, they have a big Japanese people living there. So like I went. I was dating a girl that was Japanese. So we went, and it was fun though. Like I went in just because I was like, all right, let's go watch what the hype is about. Get a few drinks. Honestly, I thought I was gonna be bored. To be honest, not even gonna lie. I was like, what I'm gonna do here? I'm gonna be bored. Like, this is real soccer. Just being
Sure.
dumb,
Authentic,
not knowing.
right.
And then I go and I'm like, wow, Carly Lloyd, balled out, Wambach. Like I'm like,
Yeah.
Oh my God.
and then Alex Morgan was getting her like foot in the door into the national team. I'm like, ooh, I think she's pretty. like no, honestly, and then like seeing all that and like just watching how they play, how tactically sound they were,
Right.
how like dominant that was,
Yeah.
like dominant. Not even like it was fair. No, it was
It wasn't a
domination.
question. It wasn't a
Yeah,
question.
compared to what it is now, whatever. We can get into that a little bit later.
yeah.
But how dominant they were, how they looked like they were them, and it was crazy. I started becoming a fan. Started like even because I've heard about that. I remember the LA Salsa, Martha coming and signing us.
Right.
Yeah.
So like LA Soul.
LA Soul, sorry,
Yeah.
Soul. And I remember Martha signing us. They played the Dignity, like going to one game. But I was like, whatever. I went because I got a free ticket.
Right.
But like
That's
now
a
I'm like,
throwback.
compared to this World Cup is probably the World Cup that's been the well-rounded. Like there is no dominant team. USA was a dominant team now.
Right.
USA is probably like top 7, and there's 7.
Yeah.
And it's crazy how like how the game has grown. And Ramsey, we spoke about this before. Like, wait up, oof. we spoke about this before. We spoke about this before. Now, like, all jokes aside, like, we spoke about this before. Like, now that the big teams are putting that infrastructure into the women's game, it shows how that Spain, how that France, England, Japan, Sweden, like how they are showing that the U.S. we were top dogs. The Netherlands guy said it.
Dude, that was a cold quote. He said they were physically above and beyond everybody else. That era is over.
What do they have left?
Yeah, the hubris, like it's gonna lead to a long downfall, and
I believe it.
Yo, he was
it's
showing.
So let's talk about that because it wasn't dominant at all. 2 draws and convincing, but not. Like there's a lot left to be wanted against Vietnam.
They beat Vietnam. They haven't beat everybody else since.
Right, exactly. So it was like, 3. You go into that first game, right? They kind of have like a weird lineup in. Julia Ertz is at center back. You're kind of thinking, okay, what's going on? Maybe this is just the Vietnam thing. Turns out Vlatko just thinks Julia Ertz is a center back now, and he doesn't trust Alana Cook. Becky Sauerbrunn, the captain, sustained an injury going into the tournament, and so that's a glaring miss, or they're missing her in the lineup. But it doesn't seem like he trusts anybody else except for Julia Ertz in at center back, which is hurting the midfield, which has been really non-existent, which was in the 2019 World Cup, especially with Ertz, Lavelle, and Sam Mewis. Mewis also injured. That was the strongest part of our team, and that's why we were, cutting through everybody like a knife through butter. And now we're struggling to put anything really cohesive together. We're turning balls over. Like there's very few long possessions that we had. Like we were getting killed in possession against Portugal. So what did you guys see in that game, and how worried are you now into this knockout match against Sweden, who gave us the business in the Olympics not that long ago?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. USA, I was disappointed with the performance because there was so much hype, and there always has been since the last 2 World Cups around USA. So there was a lot of expectation going into this, and I feel like they should have been more prepared. And there's all this commentary saying, like, you don't know how it is to be a player and so forth, but I feel being an athlete myself in the past and having played soccer, and obviously not that caliber, but you have your own personal moments. I just do not think that USA came in prepared at all for this tournament, because I think they went in overly confident that everybody else is not going to be at their caliber just yet.
That's from a player's perspective or a coach perspective? Or
player's
everybody?
Perspective. So everybody was playing their own game. Like, honestly, I think they were fighting for their own position, and they were playing very individually, but I don't think like they were trying to fit as cohesive as they could as a team. But it looked to me, right, and being not only, I mean, I've coached and I've played as well, but it just looked like they were still not there in terms of practice-wise. It didn't look like everybody was playing the position. I feel like Lavelle was a huge, missing point of the team as well. So, and even when it came to just all the missed opportunities, they were such easy shots, some of them. And I was just like, I think one of the ones I remembered was the first game USA played. Rapinoe, she was right in front of the goal, and then the ball just went straight up. And I was just like, man, that looked bad.
Right. So that's kind of been, Carly Lloyd, who we mentioned a couple times previous to this, U.S. women's national team legend, over 300 caps, just a long career in soccer, especially with the women's national team, is now a Fox analyst. After the game, she went in on the women's national team because saying, it's a mentality thing. And this was stuff that she had previously discussed, following her retirement, is that there's a change of the culture, right? It's not the same as it was when she was playing. And you see this a lot with, athletes that leave, on their way out, they're saying, the game's not the same. It's all these young kids, they don't know what it's like, all this and that. So I always take that with a grain of salt. However, I haven't been where Carly Lloyd has been. Carly Lloyd has been in that locker room with those players. She's played with most of the players on that team. So she has an idea of what's going on. And so she's saying it's a mentality thing. You know, they're dancing, they're taking photos with the fans after the game, they're smiling after a draw, which really felt like a loss. They're not winning games because of the mentality thing, which, to be fair, that's her doing her job. She's doing her job well as an analyst.
But
you know?
she's not wrong though, because I can remember like our first year playing in Arizona, JUCO. Like our first year, we won the state. We won our league. We won state, and we were all happy. The following year, we lost in semifinals. I didn't take a picture with my parents. I went straight to my dorm. It's just a pride thing. Like you can't be happy about a draw. And she's right. Like she is right. We've been texting at 2 a.m. after the games.
Yeah.
Hey, shout out to Ramsey. No, but like I told you, like Alex, Morgan, and Rapinoe are just playing on legacy right now. Give the young people, like give them a list of like some minutes. Don't put it in 93 and expect her to make some magic.
Right, yeah.
Put her in 70, 80th minute. Give her 10 minutes.
Right.
Show her what she can do. Like the subs are coming in. Like if this was the case, you should have just brought a 13-woman roster and called it a day. Because how many subs you're making.
Right, exactly.
And it's BS because like we have the most, like Lizzy said, we have the most talented team, but give them a chance to shine. Yep. You're not giving them nothing. Like
So I agree with you, Julio, but that's not a mentality thing. That's a tactical thing. And so I don't think I think Carly is coming from a place, like I said, I can't possibly understand what her point of view is. She has a pedigree above mine. But watching the game, I don't think we're losing because of a bad mentality. We're losing because we can't put 4 passes together on a single possession. Exactly. We have players out of position. Vlaco's subbing Emily Sonnet, a defender, putting her in the midfield when we have two defenders are midfielders, by natural position. Crystal Dunn and Julie Ertz are both playing out of position. Yeah. So like, what are we doing here? Go ahead.
No, finish your thing.
So if we were losing games because we had a lead and we blew it, or we're missing open chances consistently, we're playing with our food, we're just kind of playing arrogantly, and we have chances to win. I don't think we had that many chances to win against Portugal because we looked inept offensively. Yeah. So to me, it's not a mental thing or a mentality thing that why we're losing. It's straight up tactics, and that goes to where we're playing our players. Vlatko, I don't know what's happened with him because when he first came on, we were playing really, really good soccer. Like we were playing that one goal. Do you guys know what goal I'm talking about against Mexico in 2021 before the Olympics? It got called offside. Kristen Press ended up scoring it. It was like this incredible build-up goal. And if you watch that now, you're like, how is this the same team? Right. Rose Lavelle was involved, Tobin Heath was involved, and Kristen Press ended up scoring. It was a missed offside call.
I know. How I miss her right now.
The ref admitted to blowing the whistle just inadvertently. It was not offside at all. But since then, that cursed us. We haven't done anything close to that since then. So to me, that's why we're not winning games.
I agree with you. Yeah, I agree with you, Ramsey. And I think the other side of things where you're talking about Carly Lloyd mentioning the mentality thing, I don't think it is a mentality thing, but I think that where her feelings are coming from is the generational thing. I think that what she wants is these players, these new players, our future top scorers, top winners, to have the same mentality that she had going into the team, creating what they had. Mind you, I respect, and I think that we should definitely give credit to our past players who brought everything that we have now. We can enjoy and say that there's been so much progress because of what Carly Lloyd, Rapinoe, Morgan have done in the past to create the visibility and the equity that the team has right now, right? There's still more work to be done, but what they've created for the team is a lot, and that should definitely be given credit to. But I feel like this is that type of situation where it's like the older sister wanting the younger sister to act the same way or to be treated the same way by the parents. Yeah. It's I had to throw the trash out. Now you got to throw the trash out too. So it's just you got to let these players also be who they are. And I think that a part of this generation that we have now is the fact that they want to live in the present. These players are young. These players are coming into this crazy World Cup experience for the very first time in their lives. Alyssa Thompson missed prom to go to her game, and now she's in the World Cup. What? Yeah. Of course they're gonna want to live in the present, and I don't think that that's a bad thing. And I also think that we have to give them some grace because that's who they are. Yeah, they're creating their own world. And as much as I want them to win, as much as I want them to like figure it out, I think it is more of a tactical thing, but it also is going to take time. And we got to accept things are changing, and they're creating the team dynamic and the team mentality maybe, or the team like experience that they want that relates to who they are. And I think that the generation is bringing something different than what we had before.
But what I think Carly's trying to say is that, like, stop living off our legacy. We won these World Cups. You come in and fight for your World Cup.
Right.
Stop coming in thinking like you won it already because we were dominant. Like, don't talk about it. Show it.
Right.
And these girls are not showing that edge, that fight. Shout out to Japan. Japan against Spain last game. Spain had the ball 80% of the time,
right.
And these girls just played with like grit, gutter, and counterattacking tactically amazing, and they won the game. Like, show us some of that. Show us that you want to win, opposed to like giving a nonchalant pass, 5-yard pass, and miss it just because of pressure running. You know your angles. You're not Trinity Ramen. Like you all these hype around you. Like, show it. All these players have the hype, but none of them have showed it. Probably Sophia, center back, forget her name.
Naomi Girma.
Yeah, those two players, honestly, they've showed out. Like, but like, show us that grit. Show us that we're the USA. We're the top tier of women's soccer. We are them. We are what everybody wants to be. We are the champions back to back to back. Like,
right.
Yeah, I just think we're going to be in a lull, though, because, I mean, like, you have to keep in mind that team 2 World Cups ago, even the last World Cup, completely different teams.
Yeah.
A lot of those players retired as well. So you also have to keep into account, like Bridget said, there's new players in the play, too. And a majority of the time when these girls are training now with the team, they also have their other teams that they're playing with. So it's just like there's only so much training time as well. So keeping in mind, at their young age, they're going to get judged no matter what because they came off of that legacy.
Right.
There is so much hype. There is so much expectation. Unfortunately, yes, there is. But I think, to Ramsey's point, it's all tactical because mentally, feel this World Cup, I haven't seen as much passion and grit from a majority of these players in the last Super Cup. I think the only one really was probably the Canada one when USA was first coming into play here. But outside of that, all the underdogs as well, the passion is there. For the USA team, I just see it more as a tactical thing. And they're going to get judged either way, whether they celebrate, whether they don't celebrate. I mean, all eyes are on them. And I think like Carly Lloyd's comment was, I get where the intention was, but I think it was too harsh. Yeah. I think it was way too harsh because she didn't keep in mind that these players are young. And at that point, maybe perhaps at her age, if she was in the same limelight, I mean, you got to keep your head up. You lose, they made it. You got to keep your head up. You're not going to like.
Another word for hype though is pressure. Yes, right?
Pressure.
And
exactly.
so there's a lot of there comes with the the cachet that the U.S. women's national team has built. There's a lot of pressure on these young players to perform, and so there's going to be growing pains. But at the same time, it's like, I know I've seen Trinity Raman do great things. I've seen Sophia Smith do great things. I've seen Alyssa Thompson do great things. You know, they have the talent there. It's going to take them a little bit, but at the same time, you have players like Julie Ertz, you have players like Alex Morgan, you have Crystal Dunn, you have Rose Lavelle, who have all played in multiple World Cups and have won World Cups. Some of them multiple World Cups. Yeah. So that kind of old guard thinking is still there. Yeah. So I think it's a good mix. Carly, don't block us on Twitter. We know, like, she's been known to.
Carly, I agree with you.
No. She's like I said, she's literally the big sister trying to say something nice, but it's just coming off in like a very harsh way. Exactly. I also think if we think about it, I think another thing that's happening here is like not only is there pressure on like holding the legacy that the U.S. has had, but we're also seeing other teams recognizing that and also being invested into even more and being given the resources and the support necessary to come into this World Cup and prove to the U.S. like you're not the top dog, and the time is now for us to change that. Yeah. So we got to give credit to the other countries as well.
Definitely,
because they're 100%. Showing up and showing out and telling the U.S. like, hey, it ain't you, you ain't you.
Before we get into the other countries, I do want to say Carly Lloyd calling the U.S. players arrogant, and she played for Gotham City FC her last season. They were, I think, in last place or close to last place. She did a whole like Kobe farewell tour and she like kind of initiated that. I mean, I don't know.
No. Like
I don't know, man. Like,
I can see where she's coming from too. Though, like
it's a little rich though for her to be saying
but
all these players are arrogant when she put a whole.
If something that you love and you expect nothing but greatness for it, sometimes it's not coming from like a mad place. It's coming from like a her place. Like
Yeah, but you gotta choose your words wisely.
Yeah,
You're
no.
a whole broadcaster.
Carly, DM me. We talked all about this.
So she's going. So she's knows what her job is. Her job is to have those hot takes. Alexi Lawless is right next to her. He does the same stuff. He does the same stuff.
Yeah, he does.
That's their job. Their
exactly.
job is to get us to be talking about it. Because
Exactly.
she
What
could
are
have
we
been like,
doing?
okay, you guys do better next time.
Right.
We would not be talking about that.
No, I'm
So
joking with
that's-
Alexi Lawless though. Just joking, but like,
Kind of not.
Kinda
At the
not,
same
though.
time. Kind of not.
kind of not.
Hey, they're doing their job.
No, but
Yeah.
Carly
Yeah.
like
A little too good.
she just.
I think it's just the first time we hear someone actually talk smack about the U.S. and everybody's like,
Yeah, because we've been so great for so long.
That's true.
But
You're on a pedestal.
I think sometimes we need to be criticized because
Yeah.
100%.
we-
100%.
it could change a lot of
yeah,
things
yeah.
for this next game.
Exactly.
because we honestly, and then back to the tactical wise, we spoke about this in the men's game. He said no, you don't need tactics for a national team, and this showing a lot right now. You do need tactics. You need to go.
I didn't say-
You
I
can't.
said-
You can't have great players and not have a good coach with them, and
Yeah.
it shows.
Yeah.
First of all, one sub, like
It's crazy.
That was crazy.
It's
Yeah.
crazy to me. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
Especially like when you have Ferrari sitting next. Like, let them live. Like,
Yeah.
let them go off.
Put them on the freeway. But
Yeah.
what I said, I didn't say they weren't important. I said they weren't as important.
Don't
and
put words
from
in
what
your
I'm
mouth.
hearing, rumor-wise,
Oh, you an insider now. All
I
right,
don't
Woj.
think- I don't
All right,
think-
Woj.
I'm
Cheese
thinking
thing,
Vlaco
let's
might not have the locker room like he might have had before. That's
Maybe.
just rumors on the street.
And I 100% agree with him not having it because
Yeah.
first of all, like, especially you have like egos involved, and you have all these ballers that know they can come in and make a difference, and you're like,
They see
yeah,
Emily Sana going into midfield. Like,
yeah,
what's going on?
definitely.
Like,
And especially like, all right, Alex Morgan, she's doing okay, not as the Alex Morgan we know, but like, I feel like Alyssa can even put Alyssa on the side, put Trinity there, and like put Trinity for
and then Alyssa sub.
yeah, sub her as a wing. Like, let the young girls eat. Like,
Yeah.
god
Yeah.
damn,
Let 'em
Take
cook.
out Morgan for a little
Yeah.
bit. Like,
I know.
Yeah.
like you
Yeah.
said, she's there because of legacy. Like, give the young players some time. Like,
But-
do
Yeah.
your thing in the beginning, but then let them finish it.
But I see like she comes in like she's rushing some of her first touches. Cool,
Not
but
too
like
much.
What is she always doing?
Russian.
No, Morgan.
Oh, she's offside. Always
Always
freaking offside, yo.
but like that comes with like just like Alyssa can come in either way. She can come in for Alex Morgan, play that 9, her first touch. I said this before, like
Top notch.
top notch. Like that
Top
first touch
10.
is crazy.
Yeah.
And like, or you can put Trinity there. I feel like Trinity, I've been hard on her, like, but
Yeah.
I think she just looks out of place. Like I see Alex Morgan making one run and Trinity making the same run. I'm like, no, go out, go out. Like you're making the same run. Like stop.
Right.
Like and it just shows like put Trinity there. Like she is her. Like let her show it off
Yeah.
instead of you like blocking her blessings and
Right.
not letting her show off her true skill.
Yeah, yeah. So let's shift this a little bit to some of the teams that are doing well, that are doing like breaking, like playing above expectations.
Can you repeat who we said each of us?
Sure. Okay.
Thank
All
you.
right. So
You thought.
no.
kidding.
So all right. So the surprises of the tournament so far: Jamaica, South Africa, Colombia, and Morocco. All four played very well, maybe above expectations, especially for Morocco, especially for Jamaica, especially for South Africa. Bridget, I will say you did say Jamaica. I was just kind of thinking that she was just trying to be a little bit different, but Jamaica-
No, honestly, even though my dark horse was basically not a dark horse.
Yeah.
But like
Sweden?
let's give credit to Jamaica because like
Jamaica.
Bridget sent us an article saying
Yeah.
they just had a GoFundMe page a few months
Yeah,
ago
they
to
did.
win the World Cup.
We knew from the back end when we talked to
Chinyelu.
Chinyelu that they were having a hard time and it's being exposed. Like they had to create a whole GoFundMe to set themselves up to go on this trip to make it happen for themselves.
Yeah.
And they're proving like, you invest in us and we're going to give you our all. We're going to put in our heart, soul, sweat, and tears into this, and we're going to make it far.
They did not.
We
take
gon'
it.
make it.
At
We
all.
gon' make it. We gon' make it.
Dude, okay.
And they did.
And they that was a tough group that they were in too. You know, France was in there, Brazil was in there, and they did their thing against both of their teams. Did not allow a goal in the group stage.
That was insane.
You know, sending Brazil home, and so
Yep.
as good as Bridget did, I said Canada and Brazil, don't sleep on them. Both of them
Slap.
are
Bye-bye.
both of
They said
them
sleep.
are taking Z's. And I mean, Brazil came out hot against Panama. You know, they scored all kinds of
I feel
goals.
bad for
Crazy.
Martha.
I know.
No.
I cried. Look, I cried
Yeah.
during Martha's interview.
But you
I was
know
in
what?
tears.
Yeah, and I think and the other thing about that too is just like that was a beautiful moment too, because Martha could have gone off on her
Oh,
teammates.
yeah.
Like, she could have been like, y'all are this generation,
Right.
you know, arrogant. But instead, she was like, no, this is it. Like, I'm good. Like, I'm good here. My time is done.
Yeah.
They showed who they are. And then she even gave her respects to Bunny Shaw, who deserves it because she's baller.
Baller.
And like, she respected the fact that she knew, like, my legacy has made it this far so that you all can prosper and go off. Because like she said in her interview, when I was growing up, I didn't
weren't.
have
No
anyone
one-
to
that
look up
part
to.
made me cry.
And
I
it
was
was,
like,
it gave me the chills because I'm like, it's so true. Like, now we don't just have, like, I want to be Martha. We have, I want to be Bunny Shaw. I want to be Carly Lloyd. I want to be Maury. Like, because of what they've created. And so I thought that was, like, as much as I'd suck to see them, you know, like, be defeated, I also think that it was a beautiful moment that they had to pass off, like, the torch.
Yeah.
It's also a crazy flex saying like there was no me before me. Like,
know,
you know,
right?
like,
It was
But the way she
sentimental
said
flex,
it
that's
was
what it
so
was.
sweet.
right? No, it didn't come off as a flex at all,
No,
but
it
it
is
is
a
one.
flex.
But
It
is
is,
one.
it is.
Yeah.
She's so
yeah.
sweet. Like,
I don't look up to
I hope-
nobody. You look up to me.
Yeah, exactly. That's
I
what
hope that
Little
one day
slap
I
down
get to
moment.
meet her because she is amazing.
she
man.
like. And
Martha,
then
come on the pod.
even the last World Cup, she did that whole inspirational speech right into the camera. Yo, that I mean, she's just like truly just
She knows what she's doing.
inspirational.
Yeah,
yeah,
she,
very much
Every
so.
time she speaks,
Natural
too,
leader.
just-
Very much
exactly.
so. Yeah. So tournament favorites so far, like
Japan.
Japan.
Oh, yeah, let's
Japan.
talk.
Japan.
Japan's
Tanaka
going
is my
crazy.
favorite. So I cannot stop watching Tanaka out in the forward. Every time she scores, I'm just like, or
Yeah.
a play happens, I'm like, where was Tanaka? Where's Tanaka? 'Cause
Yeah.
she's
Dude, they're
always
so
making plays out there.
dynamic.
Yeah.
They
It's
are. My
crazy how
gosh.
fast they are off like a counterattack. Like
Yeah.
it's just 1-2, gone, step over, goal. Like
Yeah,
the
yeah.
fourth goal against Spain.
Because that's how you have to play against Spain, though. Because Spain, they're always going to do their little
Yeah,
passes. They're
yeah.
always going to have 70, 80%
5-4,
possession.
like they play with a line of 5, like
Yeah.
4-1. I'm like, bro, and they did it good. Their outsides, their wingers became outside backs.
Right.
Their attacking mids became like defensive mids, and they just had one person against 3, and she was killing.
yeah, yeah.
Let her cook.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
yeah.
heard on a podcast, I forgot which one it was, that it's crazy because, I mean, Japan wasn't the most favored, but also if you see what their stats were for the qualifying World Cup, they had like 0 conceded goals, and they had like,
Definitely.
I don't know, like 50 something goals that they made. So it's just like that the stats were speaking for themselves and we didn't see it. And then look at what they're doing now. Like they've been putting in the work. They
Oh,
didn't just
yeah.
show up randomly.
It gets a little bit diluted because Asia isn't as
Yeah.
respected as some of the other ones,
Right,
but still, like you
exactly.
can't,
No.
you can't.
It's
Yeah.
like that
Japan
Sweet
came
16.
and they showed up.
It's like the NCAA like basketball tournament, and that one seed from like
Mid-major, yeah,
from
yeah.
mid-major coming in like no, they beat like that D1. No.
Yeah.
Right.
And then they come
right.
in and they make it to the
McNeese
final.
State or
crazy,
something.
yeah.
And they make it to the Final Four. Like, oh, that's like the story. Like, no,
Right.
they were beating everybody by 60 points. Like,
Yeah.
So Japan 11 goals scored, 0 conceded. They're the only team to win all 3 games and not allow a goal. So
Clean.
that's
Favorite.
Clean.
That's number 1. England also though. England looks like
that was my
Yo,
dark horse.
Lauren
Super
James
good.
though.
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh my
I mean that
gosh.
whole yeah. She's kind of becoming a breakout star in her own right. They're missing players as well.
Yeah, too. Yeah.
You know they've dealt with injuries to key players. You know, and they're still doing their thing. So. In my bracket, I did a little bracket. I got England and Japan in the final.
That's what I got.
That's
Yeah.
what I was thinking too.
I think,
'Cause originally I wanted Japan and Sweden, but they're gonna be playing. Well,
So we're saying
The
you're saying that.
the hope is that they play against each other because I want Japan and Sweden.
So you're saying
Wait,
Sweden's
I want
beating the
that
game.
U.S.
Wait, you said in the final?
In the final.
No, wait,
Japan
wait,
and
England, yeah.
So you're saying that Sweden's beating the U.S.
Look, I'm saying
Yeah.
if the girls don't step it up, Sweden's been
Y'all gonna get
pretty
swept.
solid so far. Okay, Sweden's gonna make them. Sweat,
I got 2-1 Sweden.
Okay?
I don't even think I'm almost certain, and this is gonna air after the game, so this might age
Imagine.
horribly, but I would put a considerable amount of money on Sweden because the vibes on the U.S. team are just horrible.
Yeah.
Sweden has absolutely
They've been
destroyed
cohesive.
us in the past.
They have.
Yeah, they've been really strong.
Sweden didn't look good against Argentina.
They did not.
The game that we
No,
we
you know
watched.
what? Yeah, if we're going back to that, you know what? It might be a 0-0 and penalties
Going
might
to
decide
penalties.
it.
I will
was gonna
throw
say
up,
that.
dude.
Yeah,
I will
That's what I was
absolutely.
gonna
If
say.
I won't
That
watch
makes
that.
You
No.
read my mind.
I was sleeping the whole time during that game because I don't remember.
No,
it.
but it's possible.
So-
I think
so
that
tired.
the way that game went and then the way USA has been playing, I think it might go to penalty.
If that
I don't
goes,
know.
if that
All these
game
games have been really,
They've been super, but this is
No,
why we
yeah,
love
it's like-
Japan's game against Spain was
Crazy.
even though it was a blowout,
Crazy.
it was exciting. Like
It was.
it was
Crazy.
because
even to see Germany get swept out.
I
But did
know.
you see that goal, that little play that they had that they called the ball offside?
for Colombia or Germany?
No, for Germany.
I didn't see that one.
It
no,
was
no.
just I don't remember.
It was
I don't know
beautiful, but
any
it was
other. It was
offside.
beautiful, man. So beautiful. Also, huge
to
shout
see.
out to Colombia. Hey,
Dude,
parces, we
my
in
God.
there.
That-
Dude,
so-
big surprise.
Yeah.
Shocking.
Did you guys see one of the footworks? and
Yeah,
one of the goals?
Linda.
Dude,
Oh my
that
God.
first goal,
I was,
she
like,
splits the
tripping.
defenders and goes top in.
I was just out of my seat screaming.
Dude,
I was
Linda
like,
Casado is
Yeah,
the
yeah.
GOAT.
She's
and y'all better be
18.
careful
I know.
with her.
she's 18.
let Alyssa play. That's what I'm
Dude,
saying.
you know
And
what's the
she's
craziest
18.
part? And she's a cancer survivor.
Yeah, that too. Yeah,
So,
she was diagnosed.
Don't underestimate these South American people because they be coming in with everything. They'll go through the most and they'll still come with everything. Like,
Parce.
yeah, viva
Yeah.
Colombia.
Yeah.
Quip. I'm not gonna finish it, but you know what I mean.
Hijo de tuta.
Cool, but anything else that y'all wanted to discuss or bring up or any
I
players?
want to give some kudos to the goalkeepers of this World Cup because I will say the technique, the quality of the saves, so much better this World Cup.
Okay.
Like
I appreciate that.
I will say I was just so shocked with some of the saves, and I think one of my favorite goalkeepers was Tallman. Tallman, I can't even remember if it was Switzerland that she was on, but one of the games I was like, man, this girl is just left and right. The saves this World Cup were crazy.
Yeah. I just think overall, this Women's World Cup, it's more than just the games. It's more than just the teams. It's just showing how much adversity all these countries have, as women teams, have had to overcome to make it this far and to be seen as much. And it's a beautiful
every other
thing.
team is at odds with their federation.
Yeah,
It's
literally.
crazy.
It's like,
Shout out to the U.S. Shout out to the U.S. because honestly, we are
Privileged.
What every other federation wants to
yeah,
be.
exactly.
We had Sesselman came in and said we are the blueprint. But what I like about it is that as a U.S. fan, it sucks because we actually have to
Now we gotta compete.
suffer in
Yeah.
games,
Yeah.
and we'd be like, all
So
right,
he wants everybody else to
Yeah.
struggle. He doesn't want that.
Stay down.
now, but as a soccer fan, it's
good.
beautiful.
This is
Right.
what we love to see.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah,
It makes-
competition.
It makes it 10
Yeah,
times
You
it
want
gives,
this.
It gives it more, and it
Yeah.
also just recognizes the women's soccer more, and I love that because keep investing, keep supporting, keep watching because it's only up from here, baby.
And the WNBA has had this conversation before, where they say invest on the storyline of the players opposed to just the teams.
Yeah.
And you're seeing that right now with the soccer teams, World Cup, domestic leagues, and you see that once you invest on not only the teams but the players and invest on superstars and not the everything else around, it shows how much the women's league can grow.
Even beyond that, and we haven't even touched this because this is another part I'm very passionate about. The soccer moms in these teams.
Shout out to y'all.
Shout out to the soccer moms running game in the World Cup. What? Yo, I don't even have a kid and I'm tired. Imagine to have a kid, to be a pro soccer player and to be in the World Cup.
Yeah.
You
Speaking
can't
of-
tell them nothing.
Speaking of tired, these 2 a.m. games,
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
I'm sick of
This
them,
schedule,
man.
Anybody
I
that wants a
can't- I
dad.
can't keep up.
Yo, he'll be there.
He's
I'm not a
stepfather.
absentee.
I'm not a stepfather. I'm
He's the one that stepped up.
Always making it about himself.
I
my
know,
God.
that's crazy.
But yeah,
I
the
love
schedule
myself.
ain't it. I
The
can't
schedule.
follow.
Well,
not gonna
if we
lie.
would have won our group, we're playing at normal times.
Yeah,
But
now
now
we
we're
got-
playing at 2 a.m. and then we're gonna play. If we win, if we're not gonna, but if we do, it's gonna be at 12:30.
What
Big on the
So
edge.
US, thanks to you, this Saturday I gotta go out,
And
stay
stay
up all
out.
night to
And
Sunday
stay
morning.
out. We
You
gotta
think
go
I want
out
this?
and stay
you
out.
think I want this? It's for you.
We just said we were gonna change. We're trying to be on this fitness journey.
Just
Me
order some
emborracharé
mozzarella.
por tu culpa.
Hey, catch us outside on Saturday.
Yeah.
No.
You can't be up till 2 a.m. sober. Like,
No.
come on.
What is that?
Like, come on.
Who does that?
Yeah.
I went to the
Apparently
LAFC
I haven't
game
been in the streets long
sober.
enough.
Yeah, we got it. Oh my God.
Shout out to
Wait,
Bridget.
Can we talk about that real
I-
quick?
We went to the LAFC game on, was it-
Wednesday?
Bro,
On
on
Wednesday?
Wednesday to go watch the Leagues Cup game, and we all left sober. We
Wow.
got home
That's
sober. We
gross.
were watching the game in our seats. We were like this, actually watching the game. Wasn't that crazy?
Yeah, it's crazy.
That
I-
explains a lot because Bridget was texting me. She's like, "Oh, you're here," and I'm like, "She's called here ain't right now."
Wait, that's so cool. That
She said, "What are you doing? Where
No
you
typos
at?
in
We're
these
leaving
texts."
right now. Like you're leaving. Prior to the bar. No, we're leaving right now." I was
I
like,
went
Dude,
home.
Excuse
yeah,
me?
I'm texting her like we're leaving. Like I'm sleeping. She's like, me too, dude. I'm like, all right, I'm about to go to bed
Got
right now.
home, did a whole facial. Like I went to sleep.
Shout out to you, Bridget.
"No, okay."
Early.
Look, we
Hey, but shout out to-
this program right now. Okay.
Yeah,
We
yeah,
get
I
this
gotta
fitness
keep
program.
fit.
Yeah,
But
all
shout
right.
out to Lizzy real quick.
Yeah.
She was out there too doing her thing, watching it from.
Nice.
From pitch side,
You
yo.
know what
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
saying?
saying.
Like, sheesh.
Yeah,
When I grow up, I want to be like Lizzy.
I know.
Hey, that
for
game
real.
was good though.
was
7-1.
so
That's
7-1?
crazy.
Yo.
Oh my god, I was.
All right.
screaming my
They're
head off.
currently playing right now as we speak, so
Yeah.
we'll see what that looks like.
Yeah.
But shout out to LAFC.
Shout out to them. Yeah. Shout out to them. They're all doing their
That's my
thing.
team.
Leagues Cup. Does anybody care about Leagues Cup?
No, but shout out to Galaxy too.
care
They
about
did,
LAFC
they made
though.
some crazy signings in the
Yeah,
last.
Galaxy made some signings as well.
Yeah, they
we'll-
let go of our boy Mambo, so we're kind of mad about that.
Aw.
But
yeah. Yeah. Shout out
they
to Memo.
Bridget didn't get a chance to babysit. But
Oh, dang.
yeah.
they made. I feel like they made 3 crazy signings that can help the team out for this playoff run. We got a whole
They're trying to
second half of the
they're trying to
season.
have a
Yeah,
friendly. They're trying to test their skills out. I don't know
Yeah,
if y'all saw
yeah,
that.
but we can get into this like later on.
it ain't about the men. It's about the women.
future episodes. Yeah, but this
Shout
has
out
been
to the
good.
women.
Shout
Y'all
shout
fine
Shout out
out
to
asses.
the
shout
women.
shout
With
Best
your
of luck
fine
out
asses.
there. Go Jamaica. Go Colombia.
Go USA. Yeah. But this has been
That's where I'm at.
this has been the Urban Pitch Podcast, the beautiful game of life, part of the Believe Network. Shouts to Adidas for the jerseys.
Shout out to Adidas.
Shout out to Lizzy for joining
Shouts to
us.
Lizzy for
Lizzy,
joining
woo, woo,
us.
bam, 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 bam.
That's Urban Pitch family right there.
Lizzy Freestyles.
Family
Lizzy
right here.
Freestyle, follow her.
on
See you in the
IG.
Toyota campaign doing the.
Yeah.
Came from work for here. Okay?
Yeah.
Straight
She came
from work.
straight from work.
We all,
For you
we all
guys.
did.
That part.
Well,
Yeah.
for Bridget,
Yeah.
and then for you boys.
Whatever.
What? Bridget's Corner. Until next time.
Yeah, we'll just keep giving her that just to make her feel important. But
This shit
anyways,
ain't
for
leading
Julio
rainbow.
Matarosa, Lizzy Calderon, Bridget Flores, I'm Ramsey Abushala. We'll catch y'all next time.